Welcome to the tutorial for SocIndex. SocIndex is a subject-specific database that focuses on all of the subdisciplines of sociology. So you'll find information in here about urban and rural studies, social development, gender studies, racial studies, ethnic, criminal justice, political sociology, religion. There's a bunch of different topics that it covers. So first we want to get to the database, which you can get to from the library homepage under the Articles tab. We're going to click on Search A to Z List of Databases, and then go to the S's, and then down to SocIndex. This is a database that is made by EBSCOhost. That is not the name of the database. SocIndex is the name of the database. Always go to Advanced Search. We're going to click on that, and then we have our search bars. And I'm going to do the topic of homelessness, and I'm looking at children. So I've got 1,109 results, which is way too many results. But as I look through the titles of each of these articles that come up, I want to see what will fit. But first, what I want to do is limit my search over on the left-hand side using the toolbar. So I'm going to limit just to full text. Many of these articles you will see will have this underneath called Request this item through interlibrary loan. You can still use these articles and request them. I'm just letting you know that sometimes it takes a few days to get these, and for those of you who aren't great planners, that's probably not going to work for you. So it's best to check off full text, and then we will get only the articles that have a PDF link to them, as like this one. Additionally, it's best to look at research that is pretty recent. So this goes back to 1928. I am looking for the past 5 or 6 years, so I'm going to slide that bar up to 2014, and now it's going to update my search as well, and now I have 169. That's way better. And I'm going to start looking through the titles, and you'll see my keywords are coming up here: homelessness with past child welfare involvement. Here's another, and you'll also see some articles that have this full text finder. What this means is that we have the article, but it's in a different database, so it will link out to that database. So keep that in mind when you see that. I'm going to keep looking and see what we can find here. Parenting and child experiences in a shelter. So this looks like something that I might want to look at. So I'm going to click on that. And this is now what we call the detailed record. So you have the title of the article, you have the authors who did the research, you have the title of the journal. So this is Child and Family Social Work, when it was published, the volume, the issue, and the number of pages. You also have some subject terms here, which are additional words you can use for your keyword searching. So if you find an article that really works and speaks to what you want to talk about in your paper, keep track of these, write these down. Author has also supplied some, because then you can use these to do another search. So for instance, if I wanted to do parent-child relationship and I clicked on that, it would bring me to another search. So now I'm going to read the abstract, see if it fits what I want to talk about. This is a study that they did, and they looked at young children. They did 19 interviews, so you can get a real feel for what they were trying to accomplish. Then on the right-hand side, we have other tools here. So if you have Google Drive and you have that open, you can click on that and it will save it. This will only save the record. So when you save something or email it to yourself, it will always bring you back to what you're looking at here on the screen. But you can get to the full text over here on the left-hand side. There's also a cite tool. So if you are using APA, you scroll down. Here's your reference for this article, but always remember these are input by humans, so sometimes there are errors. Last semester I had all the authors' names in capital letters. That would not be acceptable. You also would need to double space, but it's a good starting point. You can see I can X out here. And you can also use the permalink, so if you're keeping notes in a Word doc about an article, you can copy and paste this link in there, and again it will bring you back here, but you will be able to get to the PDF that way. X out of that. So if I look at this and I say, yeah, this really fits what I want to talk about, you can open up the full text, and what I recommend is you read the introduction to the article. There's always an introduction that talks about what they were hoping to accomplish with their study. It will go into some reviews of other studies, which is called a literature review, and that's actually useful for your background information. You'll always see charts and graphs, and here's the method section. When you're first reading an article, though, to decide, always scroll down and read the discussion section. So here's the discussion section and the conclusion, and that will tell you whether you want to use this for your paper, because it will talk about what they found in their study and if that fits with what you're hoping in your research question. Additionally, there are references listed, so some of those might have some articles that might be useful for you to look for. Once you decide that you're going to use an article, then definitely go all the way back to the top and read through everything. The section where they do their statistical analysis might be a little tough, but try to wade through a little bit of it because you're obviously learning about the subject. All right, so I'm going to go back to my results list. One other tool I just want to mention is this little tool here with the magnifying glass. This actually brings up the information that we were sort of just looking at, but it's a quick overview, gives you a quick snapshot of the abstract, gives you the full text. You can click to the detailed record here as well, but this is a good way to scroll quickly through some of the articles. If you see something that looks good, you can just read the abstract very quickly and decide if it fits your research. So that's an awesome tool. Additionally, looks like they don't have pages anymore, which is interesting, but oh, they do. So don't be afraid to go into pages 2, 3, 4, and 5, because those are going to have some great articles too. You have 169 results. It's good to get down to like 100 or less. So once you start scrolling through and you realize you need to change your keywords up a little bit, definitely do different searches and see if you can find articles that fit better for your research. I hope you found this helpful. This is an overview of SocIndex.